A white Zimbabwean farmer has been given a hero's welcome after returning to the land he was evicted from by former President Robert Mugabe. With a military escort, Robert Smart made his way into Lesbury Farm, about 124 miles east of the capital, Harare, to cheers and song by dozens of workers and community members. He is the first white farmer to be given back his land since Mugabe was removed from office and a new president installed. Such scenes were once unthinkable in a country where land ownership is an emotional issue with political and racial overtones. "We have come to reclaim our farm," sang black women and men, rushing into the compound yesterday in support of the family. Farmers Dara, left, and Robert Smart, right, are welcomed back to their farm, Lesbury, by workers and community members yesterday. With a military escort, Robert Smart made his way into Lesbury Farm, about 124 miles east of the capital, Harare, to cheers and song by dozens of workers and community members. Smart's return, facilitated by Mnangagwa's government, could mark a new turn in the politics of land ownership. During his inauguration last month, Mnangagwa described the land reform as inevitable, calling land management key to economic recovery. 2 decades ago, their arrival would have meant that Smart and his family would have to leave. Ruling ZANU-PF party supporters, led by veterans of the 1970s war against white minority rule, evicted many of Zimbabwe's white farmers under a violent land reform program led by Mugabe. Whites make up less than 1% of the southern African country's population, but they owned huge tracts of land while many blacks remained in largely unproductive areas. The evictions were meant to address colonial land ownership imbalances skewed against blacks, Mugabe said. Much of the international community responded with outrage and sanctions. Of the roughly 4,500 white farmers before the land reforms began in 2000, only a few hundred are left. But Mugabe is gone, resigning last month after the military and ruling party turned against him amid fears that his wife was positioning herself to take power. New President Emmerson Mnangagwa, a longtime Mugabe ally but stung by his firing as vice president, has promised to undo some land reforms as he seeks to revive the once prosperous economy. Smart is the first to have his farm returned. Yesterday, some war veterans and local traditional leaders joined farm workers and villagers in song to welcome his family home. "Oh, Dara," one woman cried, dashing to embrace Smart's son. In a flash, dozens followed her. Some ululated, and others waved triumphant fists in the air. "I am ecstatic, words cannot describe the feeling," Dara said. New President Emmerson Mnangagwa, pictured, a longtime Mugabe ally but stung by his firing as vice president, has promised to undo some land reforms as he seeks to revive the once prosperous economy. Ruling ZANU-PF party supporters, led by veterans of the 1970s war against white minority rule, evicted many of Zimbabwe's white farmers under a violent land reform program led by Mugabe, pictured. Smart's return, facilitated by Mnangagwa's government, could mark a new turn in the politics of land ownership.